Hello everyone, this is Jingbo Shang from UC San Diego. I'm very excited to share my research with you. My talk today is mainly about AutoNet, automatic network construction from massive text corpora. As we all know that we are now in the big data era, every second we are generating tons of data. For example, now in this talk, we are generating data in the forms of audio, picture, video, and text. It is very important to analyze and understand such big data and then organize them into structured knowledge and insights. This goal has been pursued by generations of data mining researchers. There are many data mining methods that focus on extracting knowledge from structured and semi-structured data. This type of data includes networks, charts, and tables. On the other hand, there are massive amounts of unstructured data waiting for us. Where are these text data? Text data is everywhere in our daily life, including news articles, social media posts, business and finance reports, scientific papers, and medical records. Their volume itself is massive, but more importantly, it keeps growing. It is very difficult to ask human experts to read through all these articles, understand what's going on, and distill the knowledge. Even you can recruit a large number of experts, the cost will be expensive. So it becomes necessary to develop automated models and let machines to digest this information in an efficient and effective way. In AutoNet, our goal is to develop a series of automated models to turn unstructured text data to structured knowledge and insights. There are many traditional methods can achieve the same goal, but they rely on extensive human annotations from domain experts. The annotation process is time-consuming and expensive, especially in specific domains, such as biomedical and business domains. My AutoNet framework works in an automatic way. Here, automatic means that there is no additional expert effort other than public knowledge base. During the process of turning text data into knowledge, we identify that structuring is the key. We choose the heterogeneous information network as the intermediate form. Here, in HIN, every node is a typed entity and every edge is a relation between two entities. This network can store heterogeneous structured information so it can provide flexibility to support various of applications. Also, as I mentioned before, mining structured data, especially network data, has been extensively studied. Once the network is constructed, one can easily apply existing structure analysis on the constructed network for further knowledge discovery. Okay, here is the overview of our AutoNet framework. Different from the NLP-based methods, we are working on massive text data together instead of single document or single sentence. We aim to extract structured knowledge and insights from raw text in an automatic way. There are four major components: phrase mining, entity recognition, relation extraction, and taxonomy construction. In each component, we have developed a few methods such as autophrase, AutoNR, remind, and nettaxo. Let's walk through the framework using an example use case. Suppose we have all titles and abstract of the computer science papers from DBLP database. With the help of the Wikipedia, we can first extract high-quality phrases. These phrases include both entity phrases and relational phrases. In this example, we can expect the phrases are those computer science terminologies, such as this data mining, machine learning, information retrieval, and support vector machine. Continuing the results of the phrase mining, we will recognize the entities of predefined types. In the general domain corpus, such as news articles, the predefined types could be person, location, organization, time, and event. In the computer science example, the types could be problem, method, and dataset. For example, here, we will recognize binary classification as the machine learning problem and support vector machine is a method. So once we have both entities and phrases, we will apply the relation extraction methods to connect entities using relational phrases. We then construct a network like this. So from this network, we can understand that the method logistical regression can solve the binary classification problem. Because the network is constructed from massive text, is usually of a huge size. It becomes very difficult for human experts to directly look at this network node by node or edge by edge. So we propose to further build a taxonomy, a topic taxonomy for constructed network. Every node in this taxonomy will represent a topic. If the input papers are all about AI topics, then the constructed taxonomy will look like this. The root node will be AI, and we will have different fields of AI like machine learning, data mining, and computer vision under this as a child nodes. And under data mining, we probably can find recommender systems, social networks, and so on. This topic taxonomy can help users efficiently navigate to the specific subnetwork that he or she is interested in. It also gives user a high-level summary about the whole network. In this way, users can easily extract knowledge and insights from the constructed network. All these components here form the AutoNet framework. I like to highlight the key features of my AutoNet framework. It uses only public knowledge base and massive text corpus as input. It can extract structures without any additional human efforts, and as a result, it can be easily applied to different domains. Let me give you more application examples in different domains. We have seen an example using the computer science papers. So now we can also apply the AutoNet to other scientific papers. For example, given all biomedical papers from the PubMed database, with the help of mesh term database, we can build a network of diseases, drugs, genes, and proteins, which is helpful in many healthcare applications. Using the news article and the Wikipedia as an input, we can construct a network of relationships between different persons, locations, and organizations, which could be helpful for social science research. If we apply AutoNet to Yelp review articles, using the manual dictionary as a distance supervision, we can recognize dish names and their relations, which can provide useful signals for better recommendation. If we apply the AutoNet to Yahoo Finance articles using the Investopedia, which is a Wikipedia in the finance domain, the extracted structured information can provide useful signals for automated trading models. As you can see here, our AutoNet framework can be applied in many domain-specific applications quickly because it only requires public knowledge base without much additional expert effort. Okay, so let me give you a little more details about each method. Let's start with the phrase mining. We first developed this seq phrase method. It combines multiple statistical signals using a classifier based on expert-provided labels. The classifier will give a score between 0 and 1 to each phrase. 1 means it's a high-quality phrase, and 0 means it's a low-quality phrase. The given labels here are binary. For example, if the input is about CS papers, we will say this paper is a low-quality phrase because it's a stop word-like phrase. We will say support vector machine is a high-quality phrase as it's the name of a popular classification method. You may wonder why this method is called seq phrase instead of class phrase. It's because we are using the phrasal segmentation as well. We will look into the documents and try to segment the documents into different phrases, and then use the rectified frequency to further improve the statistical signals. So in this way, we build a mutual enhancement loop between the quality estimation and the segmentation. However, in seq phrase, we still need expert to provide binary labels. A natural follow-up question is, how many labels do we really need? Actually, it's not that many. For about 1 gigabyte raw texts, we only need 300 well-designed binary labels. You may think that labeling 300 labels is not a big deal, but the key here is how can we know which 300 phrases shall we label given millions of candidate phrases? This needs a lot of tries based on the knowledge about the domain and the seq phrase model. This actually deviates from the automatic principle in AutoNet. So later, we propose a new method, autophrase, which replaces the human annotation efforts by the knowledge base. Using a Wikipedia, we can now do all these phrase mining things without any additional human effort. So if you feel interested in, feel free to read these papers or my dissertations. You will find answers there. For this series of phrase mining work, We have open source code, and they have been adopted in many companies and organizations, especially AutoPhrase. For example, US Army Research Lab, ARL, is using AutoPhrase to analyze their battlefield reports and gain insights from the results. In Facebook, there's a feed ranking team using our phrase mining results as an important signal in their ranking system. TripAdvisor has posted a blog about using phrase mining on their hotel reviews. As you can see here, they have obtained many meaningful phrases, and these phrases can further help them to group these hotels into different collections. And such collections can further improve the user experience when looking for hotels. For example, my personal favorite is this Catch a Show collection. You can see that all these related phrases are about Broadway shows. As a financial organization, International Monetary Fund, IMF, is using AutoPhrase to analyze news articles and analytic reports so that they can upgrade all their text-based analysis from the word level to the phrase level. We have also published a book about phrase mining and its applications. I was not quite sure about the visibility of this book until I did the summer internship at the hedge fund 2 Sigma 2 years ago. In 2 Sigma, I found my group has purchased 2 hard copies of this book. I guess that might be the reason that they asked me to do the summer intern. From the phrases to typed entities, we will need to recognize the entities from the context. The process is called named entity recognition, NER. The traditional NER models require token-by-token annotations, which could be expensive in specific domains like the biomedical domain. We developed the AutoNER framework. It only relies on raw text and existing knowledge base here. The key idea of AutoNER is to combine the bidirectional LACM model with a novel tile break labeling scheme. It achieves a state-of-the-art distantly supervised performance in biomedical and review domains. For example, in the biomedical domain, it outperforms the strong baseline from Stanford, and its performance is very competitive to the supervised benchmark. As you can see here in this figure, the blue line is the AutoNER performance, and the red curve is the best supervised methods performance with regard to the number of annotated articles. From this figure, we can see that the best supervised model requires more than 300 annotated articles to achieve a similar performance as AutoNER. Similar to phrase mining, we have open source the AutoNER. It has attracted much attention from the PubMed team in the NCBI Center. They are now deploying AutoNER to save their annotation effort. At the same time, a tech company, CoolTech, is using our AutoNER's idea to recognize emerging entities and further trigger recommendation or other AI-assisted functions. Based on the phrases and entities, we further propose Remind to extract relations. The key idea of Remind is to jointly learn entity phrases and the relations with distant supervision. As an outcome, it will connect pairs of entities using a set of relational phrases. In our experiments, Remind significantly outperformed previous state-of-the-art model in 2 domains, news and tweets. It's worth mentioning that its preliminary version got WW18 Best Poster Award runner-up. Combining AutoPhrase, AutoNER, and Remind, we can turn unstructured text data into a network. As I mentioned before, this network is constructed from massive text. Therefore, its size is usually gigantic. Here is an example network constructed from the PubMed papers. To render this network in my Chrome browser, it took more than 40 minutes and almost made my laptop down. So as you can see here, even a small portion in this network is very dense, like this. It has millions of nodes and billions of edges. It's very time-consuming for human experts to browse this network node by node or edge by edge. How to better explore this network? It becomes a very important problem. To address this problem, we propose to construct taxonomy, topic taxonomy. Let me first explain what is a topic taxonomy. It's a tree-like structure. Every node represents a topic. Every topic is described by a cluster of semantically coherent terms like this. For example, here, this is a topic taxonomy we constructed for computer science papers. These nodes represent topics of computer visions, machine learning, data mining, natural language processing. I believe they are very easy to tell. And if you look at the child nodes under the data mining, you will say, okay, the first one is about frequent patterns and association rules. The later one is more about graph mining. The third one will more likely social network analysis. So using this taxonomy, we can structure the network in a hierarchical way. It provides you a holistic view before you look at the specific nodes and edges. You can easily find the subnetwork that you are interested in. The terms in each node can also help you to summarize the knowledge and insights. Therefore, topic taxonomy helps us better explore the constructed network. We can actually view this from a text-rich network perspective. For any network we constructed, or for any existing text collections with metadata, we can actually form a network, a text-rich network for this input corpus. We propose this NetTaxon method to let the text and the network collaborate with each other. We will start with this term embedding here and try to do the clustering based on the textual context. Of course, this clustering results might be noisy, so we try to figure out where are these anchor terms. All these anchor terms can later form as the seeds to propagate information in the network in the structures. So we can further select the most indicative motif instances and try to combine them into this context in the representation learning phase. This way, the jointly learned representation can give us better clustering results. So we can run this iteratively until we see a convergence in these clustering results. And then if we apply this recursively from a top-down manner, we will get the taxonomy constructed automatically. So if you want to learn more details about all these methods from the sec phrase, auto phrase, AutoNet, remind, and NetTaxo, feel free to check out these research papers. Okay, let me summarize my AutoNet framework before we go to the QA session. My AutoNet focuses on automatically turning unstructured text data into structured knowledge. Automatic here means using public knowledge base only. The key of this framework here is that we harness the data redundancy from massive text corpus using statistical signals. This data-driven philosophy makes our AutoNet framework work in multiple domains and languages. It has been applied in not only English, but also Spanish, Chinese, Japanese, and Arabic. As mentioned before, my methods in AutoNet framework have been widely adopted in many companies and organizations, not only high-tech companies, but also biomedical and financial organizations. Moreover, I have open sourced every piece of my work on the GitHub platform, so people can easily apply my work to their own domain-specific data. These tools have received thousands of stars and hundreds of forks. Stars usually mean they like it, while forks usually mean they want to tweak it for their own applications. I have also received many interesting suggestions about my work from the issues raised by the open source community. For example, for AutoPhrase, a few people request a new function of online training. They are interested in if we can support them to fine-tune the model when they receive more text data. I believe this is a very promising direction to move in the future. We have also delivered a demo in KDD 18 conference. We constructed a network by analyzing all biomedical papers in the PubMed database. All papers have titles and abstract, while some of them have full text. This huge network is pre-computed and indexed in a database. At that time, we haven't developed the NetTaxo yet, so we asked the user to upload a small corpus that he or she is interested in. We then run phrase mining, entity recognition, and phrase relation extraction models one by one, and then construct a network. We use this UI to visualize the knowledge. When the user mouse over the certain node, the detailed entity information will be displayed. For an edge, we will also show the phrase cloud based on the relational phrases. You can also click the expand button to retrieve more related information from the huge network. and then that from the huge network that we constructed from the whole PubMed papers. You can keep expanding until you feel it's satisfied. You can also search for keywords and find some interesting subnetwork in the huge network. We also provide the links back to PubMed so you can easily find related articles for a closer look. As you can see here in this demo, users can easily get useful insights from our AutoNet system. In the end, I would like to acknowledge all my collaborators, especially my advisor, Professor Jiawei Han in UIUC, and the funding agencies who have supported my PhD study, including ARL, NSF, NIH, Google, and DARPA. Thank you all for listening to my talk. Now it is a time for you to ask me questions. Thanks.